guys.
Are they long play calls?
Yeah.
Are they like Gruden long or like give me one that's not going to give any game?
Yeah. So let's go like hop the gun flood right. We'll go hop the gun flood right slope. Let's go 2-scat Y butcher. We'll go Z Colt and we'll can it at 3-scat. So
you want to can it?
Yeah.
3-scat.
Hop the gun flood right slope. 2-scat Y butcher can it 3-scat. It's kind of
See, I would go on 2-scat.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Exactly.
Welcome to the Green Light Podcast, presented by BetMGM. BetMGM is still the home of the second chance. Every Friday of the NBA season, BetMGM is making first field goal wagers more exciting with Second Chance. With BetMGM's Second Chance, you will get your stake back in cash if your first field goal scorer scores the second instead. Be sure to take advantage of this offer if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet. Use bonus code GREENLIGHT when you sign up.
So we don't get a lot of quarterbacks, and I was really excited to hear we got one of the next great ones, in my opinion, in Drake Maye. Drake, how you doing, man?
Chris, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, hanging down here in Louisiana, can't complain.
You can't beat it.
Yeah, you can't complain. Good weather.
We had a gator out there. Did you see the gator they grilled up?
I did see it. You got a sweet setup here now.
Are you eating good down here?
Yeah, eating pretty good.
Pretty good. Man, a lot I want to talk to you about, but number one is oldest rivalry in the South, UNC, Virginia. What was your record against Virginia? I don't know the answer. This isn't a
I was 2-1. 2-1. So I only played twice, but I was 2-1. We were actually my last year in North Carolina before I left. We were 10th in the country, and y'all beat us at our place. It was bad loss.
That was a banner win for us, bro.
That was huge for y'all. Yeah. Coach Adams, I'm a big fan. And then the oldest rivalry, we went to y'all's place my first year playing, and it was a pretty good game. But, I think it's like I said, it's two kind of old rivalries.
No question.
Kind of same type college town vibe. Yep. So it was always some good games. What about you against Carolina?
Man, I think we did pretty good against Carolina. This is back in the day.
Yeah.
But we took care of Carolina for the most part.
There we go.
Y'all have really upped your game. So you're a Charlotte guy. You a Charlotte guy?
Yep, right side Charlotte, a little north. But yeah, Charlotte went to high school right in the middle of Charlotte.
So did you grow up a Panthers fan?
Huge Panthers fan.
Me too, dude.
Huge Panthers fan. Cam Newton was my favorite. Steve Smith, Cam Newton, Big Jared Allen on the edge, OG. I love those guys, man.
Dude, and when I was growing up, they were good when you were growing up.
Yeah.
But this was like back when they had, Delhomme and all those guys, Sam Mills.
Sure. Yeah.
He's got a statue outside the thing, and Kevin Green, all those guys.
I was actually just at the Pro Bowl with Peyton, and I told Peyton that that 2015 Carolina Panthers run, like my dad, we had season tickets. We'd always go to the games. I love Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, all those guys, and Greg Olson, the whole squad.
Yeah.
And we went to the San Francisco Super Bowl. So I've been there. That was my first Super Bowl I ever went to, and Panthers lost, obviously. And
that was a tough one.
I told Peyton that was Peyton's last game, so it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, it was bittersweet.
Exactly.
Now that
Yeah, bittersweet.
Gosh, dude, I used to paint my face and go to the game as like a 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And then we finally get to play the Panthers when I'm a pro. Mm-hmm. I get in a fight and I get ejected. They're throwing bottles at me.
Really?
I'm like, come on, I love you guys.
Was it in Charlotte? It
was in Charlotte.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, it was tough. But, nah, man, I enjoy watching you play. I know it's hard as a rookie quarterback. I'll just tell you this, and this isn't any indictment on who I think you can be, but I was like, do not throw him in the fire 5-6 games in. But you really did a hell of a job. The one question I have in that first game is I had you down for 18 seconds after Hunter hit you. I timed it. Did it feel like 18 seconds?
I saw him at the Pro Bowl as well, man. I told him, man, I said, that was kind of my welcome to the NFL moment. Yeah, that was my moment. First start, kind of Daniil and obviously Will Anderson, both of them coming off the edge. We were worried about them. So everybody in the NFL now, the D-lines, y'all coming off the edge, man. It's a tough for us QBs.
Yeah.
So I think every team we face, you feel like the D-line's always good, and tough job for O-lines across the league. They got such a tough job, but yeah, it was definitely. I just threw a touchdown kind of at the end of the first half. We're down 14-7. Get the ball second half. We got a chance to kind of get back in the game, and that first drive, I get strip sacked by Daniil Hunter. He looks like a creative player in Madden, coming off the edge, and strip sack. Didn't see him coming, and should have got the ball out. Bad sack I took, and I think the game was we were trying to find.
He looks like a G.I. Joe, bro.
I know, exactly. He's crazy.
You're not supposed to have muscles like that. What hurt when he hit you?
Yeah, I think
everything.
You seem kind of looking. I was looking right. We had a little tight end, a little option route that I should have thrown. Probably got yelled at the meeting for that, not throwing it. Kind of came back left, and he came off the right edge, and just kind of a little bit of a. I think it was maybe my shoulder. I think maybe my shoulder, my right shoulder, which is not good.
It looked like everything.
I know, but one of those just. That one kind of brought me back into, hey, this is what you're in. This is what you're kind of the NFL moment.
Well, I felt like the first touchdown pass you threw was an absolute dot. It was like everybody watching was like, okay, he's going to be all right.
Yeah, it felt good. We were down 14-0, and we had a go route at the end of the half, and try to take a chance on Stingley. He was obviously a great player, so ended up finding a down here native, Keyshawn Booty. So it was nice to get on the scoreboard, and then had that, coming out of the half wasn't too great after that, following that up.
Who was the most ferocious defense you played against this year?
Ooh, I think the Texans, they're hard not to say them. I think play some other. I thought the Chargers. I think Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, they still got some kick in their stride, and they played well. Other than that, I thought actually the Jets were good. I think they were good. I think they had some guys kind of banged up throughout the year, but they got some good players.
No question. Is there a coordinator you were impressed with having to prepare for?
Ooh, that's a good question. The biggest thing, I think, what Sean McDermott and they do up in Buffalo, kind of what they've done as a history. He was obviously the Panthers. Back when I was growing up, he was the DC there, and kind of watching him go to Buffalo and how the defense has been for so long. They kind of do the same stuff.
Yeah.
They stay in nickel personnel and they keep it simple, but kind of what they do is pretty cool. Just staying 4 down and make it beat. They got a good nickel and they're good up front. And still Von Miller making
He's
plays.
Still rolling.
That
dog was still hot.
I know. I hit his incentive for him. I played one drive.
You hit the incentive?
Week 18, I played one drive. It was a 3rd down, and I think he needed one more sack, and he got me on 3rd down. I was out the rest of the game. So
is he gonna buy you dinner?
I know, right now. I should reach out to him.
All right. Well, the other thing was, I thought you had a play that if they were giving ESPYs out for just one play, the play, Tennessee.
Yeah, I missed Hunter Henry in the back before. I should have been open. I should have been a touchdown way before.
Yeah, but it was more fun.
I know,
missing Hunter Henry. Talk me through starting with missing Hunter Henry. What was going through your head?
Yeah, we kind of had a bunch set. We bunch set to the right. We had a single guy backside, and kind of came back. Had Hunter in the back, guy a back line, in line. It's kind of in route in the back of the end zone, and I had him and. From there, just kind of trying to play in street ball. Mondre ended up finding a seam, but really throughout the play, just trying to shift a little right. I ended up dodging a few guys, but really I think Hunter I was still trying to find Hunter back there, and he stepped out of the end zone, Hunter Henry, and he's kind of waving, don't throw it to me. I can't throw it to him now. So he's just kind of watching me like a fan back there. We were laughing about it at the bus after. But then since then, we were just trying to make a play and found Mondre and gave him a chance. It was pretty sweet.
What's the biggest, I was a high pick. There's a lot of pressure. It's a big jump, and you're taking over an organization that for a long time they've been spoiled with great quarterback play.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest difference that shocked you about either the speed of the game or the multiplicity of the coverages or the preparation?
Yeah, I think preparation. I think preparation is part of it, and just you got to bring it every week. As you can beat anybody. With a good game plan. We were up on Buffalo at half, 14-7, and you can lose to anybody in this league. I think that's kind of what the best thing about the NFL. What everybody loves it about, like any given week, you got a chance out there on Sunday, and I think just a few plays, whether it's turnovers or missing wide open guys, can make the difference in the game. I think the biggest thing for me was just kind of different role getting thrown in there as a rookie, and kind of leadership-wise, quarterbacks, it's with it, and that's my personality to be a leader. Just kind of knowing my role and kind of coming in mid-season and how to lead the guys in a different way was challenging. So I think as just the NFL is it's the best. It's hard to beat the NFL, I think, and it's so many great players and so many great faces, and I think the camaraderie is a little different than college. It's a
little different, right?
Yeah, a little different.
Everybody's different age.
For me,
some people got kids. Some people
I know, right? Yeah.
Some people still go out.
I'm asking guys that play cards after. Say, no, I gotta go home to kids, and so I'm living up there by myself. I'm like, all right, I'll just hang and watch some more.
That's
film.
the wildest part, man.
Exactly.
It's adjusting to everybody's got a different dynamic. Did you where I don't want to dox you, but are you in the Foxborough area?
Yeah, I was right by the facility. I try to stay close.
So me too. When I was there, bro, I stayed on North Road or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the behind the stadium.
Oh yeah.
Those condos in the back, the townhouses.
Okay.
And all the guys kind of live there. It's kind of a college feel.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, right near. Yeah, Foxborough is kind of a little old college town kind of feel. I like it. And there's nothing around to do, so it's just be at the facility and hanging out with the guys.
There's no windows in that facility.
I know, right? We're actually Mr. Kraft, and they're building a new one, so they're going
to be windows.
Yeah, I think this next spring.
You go in there, finally, you don't know what time it is, bro.
Exactly.
It's dark when you go in. It's dark when you. That was the hard adjustment for me, was the damn weather and the sunlight.
Oh, there's no windows in there, and only windows is when you're going out for practice, and it doesn't matter the weather. We're going out there outside,
yeah.
So.
Do you still feel like, Bill's gone? You don't know Bill. Have you met Bill yet?
I have, yeah. Obviously, back in Chapel Hill,
he's the man.
Bill, I got to meet Coach Belichick.
He's the man.
He was cool.
But do you still feel like his imprint on that place?
Oh, for sure. I think the Patriot way and the kind of practicing when whatever weather and lifting hard and lifting hard during the week and in season, out of season, doesn't matter. We're running sprints, running the hills. I think that's still kind of the Patriot way. And
hill.
The hard work works. I think that is kind of what his staple was and what he left in the organization. I think a lot of coaches, and especially since we kind of stayed inside the Patriots kind of tree, as you call it, coaching wise, we kind of still kind of embrace that.
Have you obviously got a chance to talk to Vrabel? How much time have you spent with him and Josh?
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone, 3 or 4 times each. And I think they're both, first off, Coach Vrabel, he's been a head coach somewhere else. I think that kind of maybe spice it up for us. Kind of getting outside the Patriot kind of tree technically, but I think he's still within because he played there as well.
Yeah.
Knows about the defense and all that. But being somewhere else and knowing what it's like to have success and being in the playoffs for a different city, different organization will be awesome. Coach Vrabel, he called me on the phone and he's been great. So looking forward to kind of getting to know him. I think he will bring some toughness and kind of coach you hard, and we need to be coached. Even great players that we have and veteran guys, we want to be coached hard. I don't know everything, especially me trying to make a jump to my second year. You want to be coached hard, and Coach McDaniels, and offensively bring that for us. He coached, I think the best to ever do it, and get a chance to, hey, this is what Tom was thinking on this play, and this concept is could be pretty sweet to sit in there in the film room and say, hey, Tom was wrong a few times too. It'd be pretty cool to see that.
Well, Josh is an amazing coach. He was a coordinator in St. Louis when I was there for a year.
Yeah, I didn't know.
When Bradford. Remember Sam Bradford?
Yeah, I know Sam Bradford. Oh, yeah.
And had a great year that year.
Yeah.
He
was in St. Louis.
He was in St. Louis for a little bit. And so I think you're going to roll, man. But who's next up for y'all? Like, you look at some of the young guys on your team, you had some exciting players.
Yeah.
Who do you think is that next guy for the Patriots next year to step up?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think we bought into 2 rookie receivers. I think Jalen Polk and Javon Baker that are kind of feeling it out this year, and they both battled some injuries, but I think hopefully expecting one of them, if not both, to kind of make a splash this year. I think and it's really taking it upon myself. The guys came in with me, the receivers and kind of quarterback receivers. It's my job to get them the football.
Yeah.
But also I think it's their job. They know to kind of get their stuff together. Get to lifting hard and running hard and practicing hard. It's a different way to practice in the NFL. It kind of takes some off your body, but you still expect to be full speed, expect to be in the right spot, expect to line up right. So I think kind of getting the groove of that and getting the groove of the NFL life was different for all us rookies, especially with the new NIL space. We all think, we're rich coming into the league, and really that money goes by fast. So I think kind of this new kind of space is good for us to kind of get a feel of, hey, this is you make this lifestyle, and we still got ways to go and kind of goals we need to meet.
Is it harder in the pros, like, so far, with the offseason? You're starting your first offseason. Like, y'all getting together and making sure you're on the same page. So you can build that relationship like Mahomes and Kelsey have. Me and Hamilton were just talking about that. Like, there's being in the right place, but then there's, as the play breaks down, like finding the soft spot in the zone and knowing where he's going to break his route off and all that stuff. The things us grunts up front don't have to think about. We're X's on the paper.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys y'all are more artists, like, when you really have that relationship. But I feel like in college, we're all in the same place all year long. And now, like, with the geography, people leaving and that sort of thing, is it harder to get on the same page? And what are y'all going to do that stuff in the offseason?
Yeah, you make a great point. I think the biggest thing for me, I think there's levels to it. I think the first level is, hey, I trust this guy throwing routes on air. I kind of know where he's going. I know his steps. I know how he's breaking off in routes, out routes. I know how he's kind of getting in and out of breaks. I think that's kind of the first level to it. And the second level was kind of one-on-one. Hey, I like this guy one-on-one. I know one-on-one. I know where he's going to be at in this route. That kind of comes from routes on air. And then when hey, on this route, I think that's when you can kind of level up. Hey, in this zone coverage, this is where I can expect. Hey, you can sit in this zone. You got a sail route, 15-yard sail route, and it's a trap corner in cover 2. You can kind of sit there and don't run into him to throw a pick. I think little things like that is what you see Mahomes and Kelsey do such a great job of. And then you get into the option routes for different guys. For Kelsey, I'm sure he's got post or corner here, or hey, I can break it off high or kind of flat. I think that's different levels. And I think just like I said, I think I said in an interview and the Patriots up there, I said feeling the guy out, and I said pause after. But really, I think the biggest thing is you got to kind of know what he's thinking. Yeah, thinking on the same page.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of falls in the same tree, but I think that's really. I'm serious. I like feeling the guy out, running routes, and knowing where he's going to be at. It comes to there's levels to it.
Yeah, no question. Hamilton asked me to ask you. I said, what would you ask Drake Maye about a coverage? And he said, all right, ask him if we're mugged up. Yeah. Everybody's in. You got the backers and the A's. You got your man beaters, and they bail out to play 2. Where are you going with the ball?
Throwing it probably the check down.
Check down.
Yeah, probably the check down. I think that's what they'd want me to say. I'd probably still try to take a look at one of the deep shots.
Take a look.
Take
just
a look.
A peek.
Take a peak. So I think the ultimately try to get to completion. So
how much is Peyton Manning, knowing him, meant to you? Because I know you did the Manning passing academy.
The camp down there. Yeah, the camp's huge. I think the best thing about it is, all these camps nowadays, they just come out here and hey, go play a little flag football. And down at the Manning camp, he brings in us college guys, quarterbacks from across the country, of all different types. I know, Jaden Daniels down there, Mike Pinks was down there with me. Quinn Ewers was down there. So a bunch of the top guys in college from my last year playing, and we're coaching these kids hard. We're coaching them, doing our own drills. We're doing 5-step drops under center, teaching these kids how to play under center, play action from the gun, seeing 2 high coverages, 1 high, and then at the same time getting a chance to mingle with these guys and hang out with them at night and throw with them during the day and all these different things. So what a great experience to be down there with the Manning crew. 2 of the best Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, and I think they're the best thing about them. They're one of the the guys they call quarterbacks special fraternity, and I think it's it's special what they do, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Is footwork a big adjustment, like having to pay like a little bit more attention to your footwork? Is that one of the things that like in college is not as emphasized, or is there a jump at all? Like, have you always been? I thought one of the things that made Tom great was his pocket mobility. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's athletic as you, but he was always able to climb and find the soft spots.
He was the best at it. I think he was, it's just a simple drop. Sometimes he just, one step and slide back, a little slide drop, and kind of sit there. And his pocket mobility and his feel in the pockets, one of the best. And he's so good at getting the ball out and not taking sacks and finding the right guy. So it'll be fun to watch him in this system. What it was like, and hey, this is what Tom took the drop. And I think it's huge. Timing your feet up with the routes is big for me. Is big, something that I feel like I improved on this year, and I think continue to take kind of the next step and inside a new offense to take some from this past year and take some into something in this new offense would be fun.
Have you gotten a chance to really, you talk about being a leader. It's hard when you're young because you're like, and I know I don't mean this, but you don't have a resume yet, and you're building it.
Oh yeah.
And the way I was always been is like I got to be playing well to lead, but y'all are in a position where you have to lead no matter what.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to find the space or the opportunities to like really get on a guy, being a rookie, and that sort of thing?
It was challenging. I think because I kind of felt like coming. I think the 6th game was my first start coming in this 6th game, and I think we were maybe the 5th game we were 1-4, 1-5, and we lost the Texans that game, and I felt like it was kind of my time to kind of step in. Hey, this is like kind of our spot in the season where we need to make kind of a run to get a chance to make the playoffs, and I felt like I didn't really have that title yet. And having Jacoby in the room he was the best.
He's the best.
He's the best. Best veteran I could ask for. That was been there in the room with me.
He could run for president.
Yeah, exactly.
We used to call him like president.
Exactly. What a teammate he is.
He's just awesome.
I think for me, having him there and kind of learning how he prepared, how he handled guys in the locker room. When he stood up, to say things in some meetings, and when he didn't, and when it wasn't a good break out of the huddle in a play in practice, he'd bring the break back, and little things like that you kind of take on for the kind of the rest of my career, and always be thankful for him. Hopefully, getting back in New England from there, like you said, it's tough, challenging. To be in the pregame before the huddle or being there at halftime and say, as a rookie, it was just my 1 or 2 games, and coming into it, I think it was tough for me to find that, but I think that's something I can take a next step into next year.
Who are the vets that you really gravitated towards this year? Besides Jacoby, because obviously
Jacoby was the number one, obviously. Hunter Henry was great in the tight end room. Him and Austin Hooper, there was two guys, two veteran tight ends that would help finish some play calls, some long play calls for me in the huddle. They were smart guys.
Are they long play calls?
Yeah.
Are they like Gruden long, or when you heard like Gruden grilling Chris Sims on the call and it's like 30 seconds long?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some of them can get can kind of
like give me one that's not going to give any game.
Yeah. So let's go like hop the gun flood right. We'll go hop the gun flood right slope. Let's go 2-scat wide butcher. We'll go Z Colt and we'll can it at 3-scat. So
you want to can it?
Yeah.
3-scat.
Hop the gun flood right slope. 2-scat wide butcher, can't 3-scat. It's kind of
See, I would go on 2-scat.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So you just flip the protection. It's a simple pass.
What the hell is butcher?
Butcher's just a concept, a front side concept. It's like a high-low.
Okay. All right. See, I play Madden, and this is still fresh.
Yeah. Hey, Madden.
Play Madden?
My dad used to love me playing Madden. He said, "Hey, if you're gonna play any video game, try to play Madden. You can see coverages, see
your
routes."
Dad's smart.
Yeah, my dad, he played
I learned more
quarterback.
about coverages after football because I just have my hand in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then I pick up the sticks and I'm like, man, like now I know
what you like doing on Madden defense wise.
I'm double mugging you.
Are you double mugging?
I'm double mugging you, but if you get on my edge, then I got to change it up.
If they go empty, the guy runs
If they
out
go
there.
empty, I'm not going to double mug you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to double mug you. I'll probably go sugar week and run like cover 2 drop and see if you can can hit the honey hole. Like if I'm playing you, I'm a little worried because you got a good arm.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing certain guys, I'm going to make you.
So you're one of the Madden players, you wait to see the formation before you pick a defense?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, wow.
I mean, are there guys that don't?
Oh, yeah. I was just making sure what type of player
I'm not
you
a
were.
total.
I'm making sure what type of player.
I'm an elite 3, all right?
There you go. Okay.
You believe LeBron's a top 100?
I saw he just won his, like a 1,000th game or something?
I'm casting some doubt on that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the best basketball player in the world and having enough time to play that much Madden?
I mean, you got time. I think
so.
I think you got time.
I guess so. It's not like football where we're in meetings all day.
Yeah. In basketball, they get a good workout, but I'm sure I heard LeBron gets in there early for game days. But
what are you running on defense?
I try to play man and Madden. I think it's a little overpowered. I think man coverage is so.
It's too good.
Try to use the robber, the linebacker, or safety.
I love robber.
Yeah, throw in a dime safety in there.
And then I drop the end.
Yeah.
The more guys in coverage, the better.
Do the little pre-snap adjustments. You seen those guys down in the red zone that drop everybody?
Oh yeah,
yeah, drop
it's
everybody.
So annoying.
Exactly.
Dude.
Like,
what do you think about the virtual reality thing?
Yeah, it was a cool addition. I think we got into it a little late. Yeah, we got it up there in New England. It was great for them to get it for me. It was a cool addition. The best thing for me was just learning the system. They put all the plays on there, whether it's red zone or I'll do the 2-minute list a lot. It was just kind of easy pass plays that we had kind of every week. 2-minute and see different coverages. You can change it to cover 3, cover 2. You can change it to any coverage, which I would do to try not to know the coverage, but you can try to change it to mix up the coverages and go through our plays. And there's a setting where you can even throw it and kind of simulate throwing it, but I tried to stay off that just to not try to be throwing it.
You might hurt
times.
yourself.
I know,
throwing nothing.
Yeah, you're throwing like a Wii remote, like you ever seen like the Wii remote, like the nunchuck?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, like you used to. You'll hold that little button like you're boxing to move the joystick.
Yeah.
It's like
so you grew up on the Wii.
Yeah, I grew up on Wii and GameCube.
Man, you make me feel
GameCube.
old. Because I was on the Nintendo.
There you go. Yeah,
Nintendo.
we played the GameCube. We still play the GameCube a little bit.
He's
yeah,
talking about GameCube.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, here's my burning question about the Pats. I think y'all should wear those reds every game.
Those reds are sweet, aren't
they? Sweet?
They're sweet. We're 0-2 in them, but I thought we played pretty good in them. But the reds are sweet. I think they're maybe coming out with maybe is what kind of the fans are wanting some blue, some throwback blues.
Really?
Those would be sweet.
I love the reds,
fans are wanting it, so I think that'd be pretty sick.
Do they ask y'all what to wear each week? Because they used to ask us, like, what do y'all want to wear this week?
Usually, but the Reds only brought out 2 games. I think
they can't do it. It's like the Kelly Greens with the Eagles. They should be wearing them every week.
Those are sweet.
But I got to say this. UNC had some sweet uniforms.
Oh, we brought some throwback whites this year that were sweet.
I hate to say that.
I think Carolina Blues is one of the best.
Hell yeah.
It's hard not to beat Carolina Blues.
Who's your favorite Carolina player of all time?
Carolina player of all time. How about that? You talking football-wise?
Yeah, it could be anything. I mean, I know some basketball players The OG
legend, LT, Lawrence Taylor. It's hard to beat Lawrence Taylor. Get to know him kind of as he's gotten older and still playing golf a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that part, kind of recent years, I think Eric Ebron. I love Eric Ebron.
He's a great dude.
Oh, he's awesome. The best personality.
Yeah.
What a guy.
So he's golfing. You guys are you're on the sticks a lot.
Yeah, I play a little golf.
You're pretty good?
Yeah, Eric plays some too. So
yeah.
I try to play some in the off season. I drop him kind of once July comes. But
here's when I knew I would like you. When I saw the video of you and your brothers, or when your brothers were busting your balls.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting emotional, but they're just. One of them was like, "You come on, you're about to cry," and he's like, "What's up, bitch?"
Pretty boy, overrated.
Serious? Are you serious? I was getting emotional for a sec, but now I'm laughing now. Who let him say that? No, exactly. That was
I'm
Bo,
like, hey, I'm
so.
one of 3, so it's the
pretty cool.
same damn thing.
You
I
know,
mean, how
yeah.
cool is that to get to go through all this stuff with them?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, like you probably know, those are my 3 best friends, and grew up getting bullied by them growing up, and them flipping the switch and supporting me and coming to games and wearing my jerseys. It's a full circle moment. It's pretty sweet.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
That's amazing. Are they down here this week?
They are. The oldest one, Luke, still plays basketball. He's overseas in Japan.
Yeah, because he's still playing.
He's overseas still
he used
playing.
to terrorize us.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, I tell you what, Virginia was tough though in basketball.
We're a basketball school.
The defense. They gave Norcon problems.
We lost Tony Bennett though.
Yeah, I think he hung him up, but he was a good coach.
Yeah.
So. How many games you get back to? Any games? Football games?
I like watching on the couch, man.
Yeah, it's the best seat in the house, isn't it?
And it's 10 minutes away,
Yeah.
but like it's like Sunday. I'm not going to go to the game. I want to go home so I can watch it on the couch.
Watch it right here.
Because when you're at the game, and I love people, but they just want to talk to you.
I know.
And so I don't know if your parents are like this, but like my dad, when he came to games, when he did get to, he was on TV, he would warn the people in the suite, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I just
My
want to watch.
dad's the exact same way. Yeah,
Right?
don't talk to us. My mom hates it when people come and yap their ear off the whole game. Like, we're here to watch the game, not catch up on what your kids are doing. So.
Well, dude, congrats on everything. We enjoy watching you play. We hope you come again and pop on the podcast. But also, congrats on the engagement, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, appreciate it. No doubt.
It's
No,
so
I know
awesome.
she's over there. She was just talking about going to the Super Bowl. I want to go to the game. I said, the best seat in the house is on the couch. So
Absolutely.
hopefully.
He's a couch guy. I can tell he's a couch guy. This is why I like the dude.
Couch, and she doesn't like me gaming, but she'll be all right.
Hey, well, guess what? One day you'll be 39 with 3 kids, and you'll have a man cave, and
There
your
we
wife
go.
will let
That's
you
what I
play
tell her. I
Madden.
said, that ain't changing. That ain't changing.
He's never gonna grow up. Dude, congrats on everything.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on. This is sweet.
Of course,
Thank
bro.
you.
Oh, Love Sack. Oh my God. I was
Love
sitting on a
Sack
Love
Lounge.
Sack couch last night. We had our Love Sack Lounge. Our studio was hooked up. Airbnb furnished with Love Sack. Amazing setup. We had Sactionals, bean bags. One of them Barry Sanders sat on. Like, just came in the house and like just plopped down on the beanbag, and then Nate walked over with a trading card and was like, "Hey, will you sign this?"
And he signed it, bro.
He's so nice. Barry Sanders is the nicest guy, dude.
The greatest.
Stealth Tech is a system that features premium sound and wireless charging. They got that in their furniture. You can control it with a remote. With sound by Harman Kardon. Everybody knows Harman Kardon is like the gold standard. You know that, Macon.
Yeah.
Lovesack's Stealth Tech sound and charge has transformed the living room experience for all consumers and pushes the bounds of at-home entertainment. It's a couch designed with love, and I feel it every time I sit down in one. With the surround sound, you didn't know what you were missing, man. And so shout out to Lovesack.